Here we go. Entry 002.2 Mama Jean. I'm super excited about this. I think we're going to be able to finish Mama Jean in this last entry. So we are going to continue where we left off is we did we had already done three of our buttons. So we did the actual hide button, which was a button. We did the first on exit where it told everyone who had the original RNG of 2 to 4. We did that. And we did the second on exit, which was the Mama Jean RNG of 5 to 7. So the last one we have to do is this. And I'm just going to get right into it. Okay, so if you notice, there are 3 tail raws again. If you in the future, maybe I should have said we could have gone into the notebook and we could have wrote tell raw at A, tag equals Mama Jean, comma scores equals RNG equals. I did end up doing that for the 3 that I had left. So I'm going to give a little bit of time, maybe 10, 15 seconds, have a sip of coffee, and then we are going to finish these. I'm a really slow writer, so maybe I should just do it now. I feel like people are probably way faster at this than I am. But we have just 3 more tell raws. I probably should make the first tell raw where it says how to make gold soup. What garnish? I should probably make it longer so that people understand that she's trying to figure out a crossword puzzle. Um, but I just wrote it like that. I mean, at this point, I just want it done. I know it's kind of off-putting when you get asked it by Mama Jean, but it's kind of weird and it's kind of memorable. And the whole point is that I hope people realize that it is what she says to you, she begrudgingly gets a garnish for you, is that it's an actual like clue as to what the better buff would be. And the answer to that would be carrot. You put 24 carrots, ha ha ha, like 24 karat gold. Um, okay, sorry. Awkward. Okay, first tell raw at a tag equals Mama Jean underscore or comma scores equals RNG equals 8 raw text how to make gold soup what garnish perfect tell raw at a tag equals Mama Jean scores equals RNG equals 9 raw text 3 across helps the medicine go down I don't got all day what garnish child. And then tell raw at a tag equals Mama Jean, scores equals RNG 10. Raw text. text. I have a confection to make. I don't know if it really lands. I meant for her to say confection instead of confession, but I don't think it lands that right. Or lands like that. However, I'm not changing it. Someone realizes confection and dissolved knows it's sugar. That's perfect. It's just like she says, you ain't that fancy. I hope people read it that way. All right. Okay, the last one. Tell it A tag equals Mama Jean, scores equals RNG 10, raw text. I have a confection to make. I used to have a good job like you, but the company dissolved. Anyways, you ate that fancy. What garnish? Boom. Boom. Okay. So look, we got this one done. The high button. We got the first on exit done. We got the second on exit done. And we got the third on exit done. Currently, right now, Mama Jean is done. That whole thing with NPC's done. Now we're going to move on to this. Let's go to Honey. Make the area in your notebook if you're doing that. I already made a notebook area for these. All right, second line of command buttons. Honey, command button number 1. This is going to be impulse, unconditional, and needs redstone. No delay. Guess I kind of screamed that. All right, this command is simply execute as at A. Now remember, the people that were given those clues, they have tagged Mama Jean. And the only people that should have this or get anything when they press these buttons are people that were given a clue and they never pressed the button to get a garnish, right? So they never even got water or anything. Mama Jean says something and they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And they press to talk to Mama Jean again and they get a mundane potion or whatever. Maybe they just don't choose a garnish. I don't know. But if they don't, they will be the people that this targets. It's only edge cases where you have people that didn't notice or didn't do anything. And that could make a good story anyway. Say somebody pressed the button, they got asked something about a garnish. Some Minecraft players are very ADHD, right? They're just bouncing around. Oh, okay, and then they just bounce away. And then someone else came up and played, and they got asked to pick a garnish, and that person did pick a garnish. So when they pick a garnish, they choose honey, carrot, or sugar. When they press that button, anyone who still had the Mama Jean tag that never pressed something is going to get a buff. They're either going to get speed 2 or speed 5. And that's kind of a cool story. Hey, I was mining, and my friend went and talked to Mama Jean and they clicked the button and now all of a sudden in the middle of my mining I have 8 minutes of speed. Maybe they picked what would have been my right answer because the RNG for what I had maybe was honey or something. And they pressed honey, and all of a sudden I got speed 5 for 8 minutes while I'm mining. That could be cool. So what I did was For example, 5 and 6, like if you were to go look at the page that we did, the second on exit command area for RNG 5 and RNG 6, both answers is honey. So that's how I did that. So I don't have to do if you had an RNG of just 5. I can say if you had the RNG of 5 or 6, I know your answer is should be honey. So right here, this command, execute as at A, tag equals Mama Jean scores equals RNG was either 5 or 6, 5 to 6, run effect at S. The reason why you can do at S is you already did at A, and that execute score chose exactly who that was, and then you can run it directly from them. So it'll be at S, speed 480, which is how long. So the 480 is how many seconds? Um, 60 seconds times 8 for 8 minutes is 480 seconds. And then the number 4, it's always so that's the effect of speed. So just to give you an idea, speed 0 is actually speed 1. Speed 2 or 1 is speed 2. Speed 2 is really speed 3 when you get the effect. Speed 4 is really speed 5. So, and then true at the end. So what you're going to get is 8 minutes of speed 5, and then putting true at the end takes away those stupid bubbles that can lag out your game, but also get really annoying when you have an effect on you and you have those bubbles surrounding you all the time. So that is what they get. So if somebody was given the raw text clue in quotes of no movie for mama figures, that is not a child's movie. Did you see the size of that ant? Terrifying. What garnish do you want? Honey, carrot, or sugar? Choose. If they choose honey, because the answer would have been Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, they will get speed 5 for 8 minutes. And then the other tell raw for the RNG of 6, that clue was 14 down, found in Pharaoh's tombs, never spoils. She looks at you, puts down paper, stands up. What garnish? I don't got all day. Honey, carrot, or sugar. And if you pick honey, that's you're going to get, because it was the RNG of 5 and 6, you're going to get this effect, which I think is just an awesome way to do this. And it also prevents you from having to have a gazillion command block. Well, not a gazillion, but I feel like every extra command block needs to have its weight, you know. Okay, perfect. So that is the first one underneath honey. Now, the next one underneath honey is going to be a chain, unconditional, and always active. And this is going to be everyone who didn't have 5 and 6. This is why I'm saying that this will clear out everyone no matter what in the situation. Um, if you're, okay, so say you had a different clue and you should have picked sugar, but instead the button that was pressed was honey. And it's only players that can actually press buttons. So, like, if there's a spider walking on it or whatever, it's not going to go off. So, if you press the wrong answer and you chose honey and you should have chose sugar, now you are going to get speed, the speed effect for 8 minutes, 480, but it's only going to be level 1, which is technically when the player gets it and they see it from the top right corner with the little like speed icon, they click on it, it's going to say speed 2. And because I put true at the end, they're not going to have all the bubbles. And how you make sure that it's not 5 and 6 is you just put an exclamation mark right before the 5. So that means when you read this, scores equals RNG equals not 5 and 6. So it could be RNG of, it doesn't matter. You can have RNG of 2, RNG of 100, whatever. As long as it's not 5 or 6 and you have that tag, we are going to give you speed, that speed buff. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to move. We're not going to worry about this third and fourth button. And at the end, we're just going to do the third and fourth because it'll be the same for every single one of these. Honey, carrot, and sugar. So we're just going to move over to carrot. The first one will be impulse, will be unconditional, and will need redstone. We are going to execute as at A tag equals Mama Jean scores equals RNG equals, and now this one should be 7 and 8. 7 dot dot 8. Wait. Did I not do that right? Whoa. Okay, I had the setting down because I was writing. Hold on. Did I put run? Run effect. Okay, I just didn't write it on here. So run. Jeez. Effect. Oh my gosh. At S. Wow. I'm just gonna erase it. I have an erasable pen or whatever. I'm going to just, I cannot believe that second command block. I didn't do that. Wow. Okay. I just noticed it because I'm writing right below this, right? 481 and true. All right, back to what we were doing. So if you look at the clues slash things that Mama Jean says, 7 and 8 will be the answer. The answer should be carrot. Okay. So if you click on this button as an impulse unconditional needs redstone, and were given the right clue of the RNG for 7 and 8, it is going to give you the speed 5 for 8 minutes. And I'm sure you can guess what the next bit's going to be. It's going to be execute as at A tag equals, and I'm going to move it. I'm just doing this now because I'm already writing it. And so the first how many, the only difference is this RNG for the next one underneath this for the carrot is going to have that exclamation point right beside that 7, right before it. Okay. I already wrote it, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So the next one underneath that, so the second command block underneath carrots will end up being a chain, unconditional, and it will be always active. Okay. And its command will be execute as at a tag equals mama underscore gene. Scores equals RNG exclamation point 7.8. Run effect at S, speed 481 true. Glorious. I'm so happy. This is going so fast. And the last one's gonna be sugar. So we're going to do the last two command blocks for sugar, and those tell Roz where helps the medicine go down. Or I used to have, I have a confection to make. My company got dissolved. Both of those answers, and that's RNG 9 and RNG 10. And that's why, these will be running this way. So the first command block, again, is going to be impulse underneath the button, unconditional, needs redstone. See? Then we are going to execute as at a tag equals mama Jean. Scores equals RNG equals 9.10. Run effect at S, speed 484 true. The second one under sugar is going to be a chain, unconditional again. And it is going to be always active. Always active. 0 delay and ticks. And this is going to be execute as at a tag equals Mama Jean scores equals RNG equals exclamation mark 9.10. Run effect at S, speed 481 and true. Now remember all this stuff, so scores equals and then RNG. When I say RNG there, that's the name of a scoreboard. You do not have to name your scoreboard RNG, right? And I think we talked about that at the beginning, like what entry 002, right? So that is, not the point one. This is now point two of the entry. That is why I put RNG there. I literally named every time I give RNG to players, I just try to use that same scoreboard because everything that I do in this world is going to be player led. So that player isn't going to get a different RNG number anywhere else. If that player is right there, their RNG is being changed right there and being used right there. And I don't care what their RNG score ends up being. I care if they have this Mama Jean tag, which now goes on to, now we're going to move on to the last two command blocks. Okay, so we've already done this line, right? And now we've done the first two of all three of these, the honey, carrot, and sugar one. The third one for each one of these is just to give people the water because in the other situations, they got a mundane potion, a awkward potion, or they got a thick potion, right? they're gonna get they're gonna get an actual water bottle this time. So the third command, so however you write this in your notebook, and what I've done was I just wrote like honey, command block 1, command block 2, and then I did carrot, command block 1, command block 2. I did sugar, command block 1, command block 2, and then I just made an area that says last two command blocks for honey, carrot, and sugar. And so now I'm going to write down what command block 3 will be. So command block 3 is going to be a chain, unconditional, and always active. No delaying ticks. And all it's going to be is to give at A that has the tag equals Mama Jean, potion, 1, space 0. What potion is, so so you say potion, the first number after potion, the first number, that 1, means how many potions you're going to get. And 0 is what Minecraft internally registers as just the bottle of water, the water bottle. So everybody who pressed that button who has the Mama Jean tag and didn't get rid of the Mama Jean tag, so they press their answer, they get the buff with, the first two command blocks, and each one of those buttons, the 3 buttons are, you either have the numbers or you don't, but either way, you get a buff. Then we give you a plain water, right? That is what the third one is. The fourth one, and this is for all of them, is going to be chain, unconditional, always active, this is very simple. All we are going to do is remove from anyone who is currently on the game. You are going to, if you had a Mama Jean tag, it is going to remove it. That is why, so tag at A, remove Mama Jean. That is why we are able to give tags, remove them all, but it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't pick a garnish, you're not going to break my system. At some point, somebody's going to press one of those buttons, and if you're playing, it's going to clear the deck. You got your buff, it removes your tag, you no longer. So it doesn't matter. It's inclusive with all the numbers. You either have the right numbers and you get the better buff, or you have the wrong number and you get the, still good buff, but not as good. And then it's going to give you a water bottle, which might be weird if you were out mining or something. But then, it's going to remove Mama Jean from you, that RNG tag. And that is it. That right there. So look, you can see the last ones are all the same. I mean, you can rewrite them, that's fine. I mean, obviously. But that's it. That is Mama Jean. Everything with Mama Jean's done. So right now the time is, let me just put something in the ground. Not that I need to. This is a copy of my world. Whoops. That's not good. Well, anyway, that's a copy of my world. At least it was a copy. It really doesn't matter. But let's say I came up and I wanted to talk to Mama Jean, and the time right now is 8 o'clock. So when I talk to her, because she's already out, I don't need to press this button. She's already out. When I talk to her, when I press this hi button, she should disappear and tell me on the screen that, she's done. Get it yourself. There you go. I'm done for the day. Get it yourself. And she should be down here. Whoops. Doesn't matter. It's okay. I shouldn't be worried. Spring is not up right now. But look, there's Mama Jean. So this is good. This is the entire system. You know, as you see how I just magically break anything in creative, you'll understand why this all needs to be written down. But more importantly, now if you build something, you can throw in an NPC and you can design everything how you want, you know, obviously. And you could have something cool like this. And then when it's after hours, and I might just do a really small video just showing the simplicity of this because I really like how the iron door, I know you can use any door for like a refrigerator, but there's something about opening iron because it doesn't open unless you use redstone, right? Um, and all you do is do this, and it opens this, but it also gives you a water bottle. So you can sit here and have people that you're playing with and, you know, make stuff, you know, and give things to people. You can pretend to be like, you know, Mama Jean for a while. All right, well, okay. End of entry. That is everything, I believe. Like, absolutely everything from Mama Jean. This whole system is done. I hope this was useful for you. If you watched it, you know, obviously, if you watched it and you're using it. And I know that people say that you should like and subscribe. So please like and subscribe. And stay tuned, or not stay tuned, but come check it out because I'm going to be posting a lot of entries because I want this all written down, and there might be something that you're interested in learning about or having this kind of documentation so you can use it no matter what. I mean, the great thing about writing all this down is that I can use the same concept maybe, you know, with a different NPC and say, okay, I'm tagging, you know, Mr. Smith. You know, Mr. Smith might be a tag because I'm talking Mr. Smith or whatever. These can be used in different ways. So, again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next entry.